Hey folks, welcome to another episode of SEM Sessions. This is a raw, uncut, unedited video series where we teach you how you can attract, convert, and retain more customers to your brand through search marketing. I'm your host, Riley Farbaugh. Also with me today is Nate Boland. Say hello, Nate.
Hello.
Welcome back to our Christmas series, guys. The theme of this, we're doing a lot of how-tos. We first installed Google Tag Manager. We installed Google Analytics, Google Search Console, how to create goals in Google Analytics. And now we are getting the first paid search campaign up for MeanPeak. So how to set up paid search campaigns in Google Ads. We just logged into the interface. So this is what you'll see if you just go to Google Ads and log in with no prior experience. And what this is asking us to do, it's actually, and they're very sneaky here, they're asking us to sign up for a Google Ads Express account. And then in this very tiny little thing, they're like, are you experienced with Google Ads? Go to the normal Google Ads. We're actually going to go to the normal Google Ads because there's more functionality versus Express. So we're going to do that. We recommend that you would do the same. It might take you a little bit longer to set your first campaign up, but I promise you it will be worth it in the long run, just because of all the additional functionality you're going to get. And hopefully you won't have to wait as long as we are for the UI to load. Okay, so let's skip setting up a campaign for the time being and set up the account first. So you'll see Nate's account ID here. Submit. Okay, so our account is all set up. This is the interface that you should see right out of the gate, right? So let's just dig right in and set up our first campaign. First campaign, let's do a branded campaign so that when someone searches MeanPeak, we can show them an ad. We're gonna make
not that much ranking for MeanPeak, which is nice.
Yeah.
Like if you search MeanPeak, it gives you a definition of peak.
Interesting. So we're gonna put Nate's URL in here, www.https. That's our site. Continue. Again, something to note here, try not to use both search and display in one campaign. You really want to separate those two campaigns. So we're going to actually uncheck this box to include the display network. We're going to name this Search Brand MeanPeak. And just to see some other settings. Nate, is there a specific location you want to target with these?
The northeast Vermont area, just around the northeast, Connecticut as well is good.
I wonder if I can do New England. No. So let's do Vermont. We want Vermont. We want Massachusetts.
Connecticut, New Hampshire.
Connecticut and New Hampshire.
So the reach is basically the amount of users in each region.
Exactly.
That could potentially, okay.
Exactly.
Vermont is weak.
It's a small state, but hey, it's a powerhouse. Vermont rocks. Don't tell me different. We're going to set Nate's budget at $10 a day here, although you guys will see that it would be very hard for us to reach that. And we're just going to put a $1 CPC on right now. And rather than maximize clicks, we're going to do an enhanced CPC model. Some people will recommend using an average position, an average target position model for a branded campaign. I found that to not work super well, so we're going to use enhanced CPC out of the gate. Enhanced CPC generally is the one that I would recommend. If you start out on Google Ads, probably within a month you're going to get a phone call from someone suggesting that you change your bid model to a more automated bidding option. I would recommend that you ignore that and continue on your way with enhanced CPC.
What's the problem with a automated model?
Generally speaking, the automated models, and when we talk about these, it's target CPA, target ROAS, even maximize clicks and maximize conversions. These 4 are going to be the ones that Google reps try to get you to go with. The reason I would suggest against it is that the number of conversions that you have to have on a weekly or monthly basis for the algorithm to really understand what's happening is huge. So it's like 100 conversions a month or something in order for these campaigns to actually work. Maximize clicks is a little different, but the reason that I don't like maximize clicks is because the algorithm is incentivized to bid on the lowest CPC keywords. Which is great if you're just trying to get clicks, but if you're trying to get conversions, you're probably going to want the keywords that are more qualified. And generally, keywords that are more qualified have more buyer intent. Those are going to be keywords with higher CPCs. Give me 1 second. I'm throwing some vitamin C into my water here. Mid-December, trying to stay healthy. Okay, so we're on enhanced CPC. We're not going to change the ad scheduler, the ad rotation right now. These are pretty advanced features, but you know, by default, prefer best performing ads. That's probably the way to go. Site link extensions. We can throw some extensions on here real quick. I kind of want to get through this setup fairly quickly so that people can mimic this and get their first ads up running as soon as possible. But we'll throw some site links in. Contact us. Maybe we want case studies. And maybe we want web design and development as site links. So we would throw the final URLs in there. So contact us. Case studies. Clients. And design and development services.
Sure. Why not?
And we can go in and change these later, so don't feel like you really don't even need extensions to get your campaign running. I'm just doing it to show you know, what they look like, and you know, we can maybe see them in action. So I'll add some call-out extensions too. Nate mentioned that being affordable was one of his unique selling points. So affordable developer.
WordPress.
Affordable WordPress.
Niche that down.
I'm just going to say affordable WordPress expert. What else?
Developer design. UX UI design.
Design and development. UX UI specialist. And we're going to save those. So you'll see where those come up later. We're not going to add any other extensions just in the interest of select a value fitting strategy type. I don't know what you mean. Oh, to use this bid strategy setup conversion. All right, so we're just going to go manual CPC for the time being because we don't have conversion set up. We will set those up before the end of the video, though. So we're going to have one ad group that is the exact brand name. So mean peak. Actually, what is it? Just mean peak? Is it mean peak design? I'm going to do mean peak design,
Just
and then we'll do another ad group.
Yeah, it's just mean peak, the real name.
Okay. We'll do 2 ad groups. My guess is that mean peak is going to have a lot more volume, and it's also going to contain some traffic that might not be as relevant. So we'll see. And we're just going to bid 50 cents and on both of those. And then in terms of the keywords, we're going to do Nate's exact brand names here. So the other thing that we're doing here is we're using single keyword ad groups. So we're using one keyword, and we're using exact match terms. And that's what the brackets are for. And what that's, oops, meek peak. Nope. What that does is it just prevents our ads from showing on terms that Google thinks you might like, but terms that you didn't specify. So you'll see mean peak design, it's an exact match, and then mean peak. Also, we're going to do exact match here, mean peak. And we'll add another one that is a phrase match, mean peak. So mean peak. Phrase match.
And that would be something like WordPress.
So that would be something like, so we're going to use quotations to specify that it's a phrase match. And what that means is that if someone types in mean peak website design, we're gonna show up there.
Okay.
If someone types in mean peak reviews, we're gonna show up, etc. We'll get some non-branded campaigns up afterwards, but for the time being, we're just going to get a branded campaign running. All right, so our first ad is going to land on the home page. These are all branded, so for the most part, we want to send it to the home page. And some good ad copy here, Nate. What do you think? Mean peak design agency, Burlington, Vermont.
Affordable, yes. The word affordable.
Yeah, affordable design and development. Ah.
Damn.
Affordable web development. Website development.
Yeah.
And I think that'll show. Let's see. Nope, it's only going to show 2 of those. So let's move this up. And here we're going to do, we don't need a path on this. And then a good description for you, Nate. What do you think? 90 characters or less.
Probably go to my my site and maybe just copy whatever.
That's a good idea. All right, I'm just going to take this and throw it in there. Contact us today. All right, you got 90 characters. We used up 80. Don't feel like you have to use the whole 90. The reason that you guys are seeing these blank fields is because Google's actually doing responsive ads now, where they use machine learning to figure out what ad copy is going to work best. Again, this is one of those things where the algorithm needs a certain volume to be effective. And I have found personally that these ads don't really work and that you're better off writing the creative yourself. So we'll put a couple ads in here, Burlington, Vermont. And where you can use this third ad, or this third headline, is basically you have, in the old ads, they used to give you 60 characters, so 30 in H1, 30 in H2. They realized that some people weren't using the whole 30 in both those, so they added a third one. So for example, if your first headline uses 23 and your next headline uses 14, you've only used 37 characters out of 60. So they were like, well, we might as well let people use up that remaining space. So we'll do Mean Peak Design Agency, Burlington, Vermont, design and development. And we can actually...
You can also do like Mean Peak, it's like WordPress agency as well.
Yeah, so we'll have an opportunity to create some more ads here. And maybe I should have just done one ad group and then we could have copied the ad group. That probably would have been the better option here, because now we have to redo these ads. But we're just going to do that. No big deal. Description, contact us today, final URL. So I'm just going to go to the home page for now. You can go in and change this anytime, Nate. Headline 1, Mean Peak, affordable design and development. Ugh.
God damn.
Maybe we just misspell affordable. Design and Development Agency, Burlington, Vermont. So we're previewing these headlines here on the right to see if these all three will show. For example, if the third one is too long, it just doesn't show, right? So 30 characters doesn't show, 29 does in this case, and that's because the first headline is really short, so you've got some characters left over. But we're just going to leave it at that. Design and Development Agency, Burlington, Vermont. And then we're going to come down to our phrase match, and we're going to do the same thing. Mean Peak, Design and Development Services, Burlington, Vermont. And we're all showing there.
Oh wait, the description.
Yep, and the description we're going to grab from here and just add a little call to action on the end. Contact us today. Here you're actually seeing your call out extensions as well as your site link extensions. And we're going to save that and continue. And we are done. That is it. We got our first campaign up. We're going to do two more things. We're going to connect. We're going to link Google Ads and Google Analytics so that we can pull in conversions. And we can do that now. And then the second thing we're going to do is we're going to set up another campaign that's non-branded. So we're going to link them. We're going to say conversions. It's very tempting to click Google Analytics here, thinking that that's how you link them. It's actually not. I have to come to linked accounts actually. And I probably have to grant access to this analytics property to Mean Peak. Actually, you might already have it.
Oh, well, if you search, yeah, like basically, it's kind of funny because if I search Mean Peak, I'm competing with dictionaries.
Yeah. What about Mean Peak Design?
I haven't looked, but Mean Peak is on the front page of Google. If you just search Mean Peak,
Nice, that's awesome. All right, so we're going to link the analytics property and the Google Ads property, and that's going to allow the two platforms to share some metrics. We're also going to enable auto tagging. so that we don't have to add UTM tags to our URLs, and Google does that automatically. All right, so now, and we'll set up the billing information later or whenever, but now we want to create another campaign that's non-branded. And the reason that you want to keep these separate, the brand versus the non-brand, is that the branded campaign is always, always, always going to be your highest ROI campaign, but you shouldn't pause the rest of your campaigns because of that, because a lot of the people who are Googling your brand first found you through some other search channel, oftentimes, not always. By the way, if you guys haven't tried Emergency, highly recommended. They're sponsoring the show today. Just kidding. All right, so non-branded campaign, here we go. Again, we're going to do a search-only campaign. We could actually, oh, you know what I forgot to do? I linked to the two accounts, the two profiles, but I did not import conversions. So we're going to come into conversions, and we're going to pull in the conversion, which we actually set up in a previous video today. And we're going to import that from Google Analytics. Contact form submission, import, and continue. Awesome. So, done. We have just enabled conversions in Google Analytics, or sorry, in Google Ads through Google Analytics. Now let's get a non-branded campaign up, and we're going to name the campaign I don't know. What should we name the campaign, Nate?
Non-branded mean peak.
Do you think we should use an alpha-beta structure here? Go into that?
Yeah, we could go in there a little bit. Yeah.
All right, so
suggest that.
let me just, I'll give a quick intro to alpha-beta while I'm setting this up. I learned the alpha-beta structure from a colleague of mine, Erica McCarthy. Erica is a Google Ads wizard. She's been in the industry for a decade or more. The basic strategy is that when you're setting up your ad groups, you're using single keyword ad groups, and it can get difficult to match on keywords that you want once your campaign reaches a certain size. So if you're using exact match keywords, there's going to be a bunch of related keywords that you're not showing on that you might want to. So the idea with this structure is that alpha and beta are mirror images of each other, but one is using an exact match and the other is using a broad match. So you know, we're going to set this campaign up with maybe like 2 ad groups, and then we'll just copy the campaign, change the match type of the keywords, and suddenly, rather than 2 keywords that we can show on, you know, there are hundreds of keywords that we can show on. So we're going to name this Search Alpha Mean Peak, and Nate can hone this over time, but we're just going to get something up and running right now. We're going to target the same locations. We're going to target Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Connecticut, and that's it. And you can add New York and Maine later. This one, we're going to be a little more conservative with our budget because you will actually run through this one. I'm just going to set it at $3 a day for now. That should at least allow us to get some clicks. But again, like, you can pause the campaign or whatever anytime you want, Nate. And again, we're not going to use the maximize clicks model because it incentivizes the algorithm to bid on lower CPC keywords, which are generally not good keywords, which is why the CPC is low. We'll add all the site links. We'll add the callouts. And we'll keep going. Select a valid bidding strategy. I thought I had conversion tracking now. All right, we're going to do manual CPC just to keep things moving. That might just be because they haven't recorded any conversions yet. Okay, so this first ad group, we're going to name, we're going to say we're targeting Vermont. We're just going to give it a general theme of Vermont, and we're going to say the keyword is Vermont web design. We're willing to bid $1 on it. And the keyword Vermont web design. Generally, and this is a preference of mine, I like to include the keyword in the ad group name and then give it kind of an overarching theme. So this could even be web design, Vermont, or whatever. I'm just going to keep it Vermont, and Nate, you can make changes to this later. Then I'm also going to do another one with the general theme. Actually, I'll just do general or like services, web design. And this will be like more broad. So people in Mass, Connecticut, etc., they're going to see this. And the keyword here, exact match web design. And that's maybe not a good keyword. Let's maybe do web designer. Is that better? Web designer.
Maybe one with WordPress in it as well. Even though that would be hard to rank for.
No, we can do that. Yeah, so we'll say the theme is WordPress, and we'll say WordPress developer. WordPress developer. Oh, whoops. And $1 bids. So obviously Nate's going to have some work to do in terms of, you know, managing this account, changing bids, and making sure that the best ads are showing, etc. But it will become an asset for him that over time, I got to fix my hat here. Over time, he'll have to put less and less work into as it becomes more and more honed or more and more refined. So in this first ad group, Vermont web design, I'm going to do 2 ads. One is more service oriented, one is more brand oriented. So I'm going to do Vermont web design firm. Affordable WordPress
shop.
Affordable WordPress site.
Shop agency.
How about that?
Sites, yeah,
I have firm in there. I could change this. Vermont Web Design Agency.
Yeah.
Affordable WordPress sites. Burlington, Vermont.
Nice.
See if that shows. Yeah, that's perfect ad right there. All right, and in our path, we're just going to do web design. Don't feel like you have to fill both these paths. I haven't really seen it. You know, you want to make it relevant, but I would say don't go out of your way to like keyword stuff it. And then I'm just going to grab the same description for the time being. And Nate can come in here and change it later. Contact us today.
So are these easy to deploy once they're basically in the system?
Yeah, so actually, I'll pull up this app, Google AdWords Editor, afterwards once the campaigns are up, and we can kind of see them in the editor. but yeah, they're very easy to edit, and you know, if you have any issues with it, I'm always here, happy to help you out. That goes for you too, viewers. Happy to help.
Switches out on Twitter or something.
Yeah. Headline. So when someone searches web designer, again, we're kind of trying to include the keyword in the web copy, but you know, don't stuff it in there as much as you possibly can, like you're doing SEO in 08. So we're going to say affordable website designer, Mean Peak Studios, or Mean Peak Group.
Nope, no group.
Burlington, Vermont. No group?
No group. Just part of my email, because meanpeak@gmail was taken.
Oh, gotcha. Mean Peak, Mean Peak Design. Mean Peak. Is that too many characters? No, that's a pretty good ad. We're just going to do that. Web design. Description. Contact us today. Again, guys, you want your descriptions to be a little bit more descriptive than we've made them thus far. But we're just trying to show the concept and get it out. And we can circle back later and sort of hone the ad copy and stuff like that. So this one is for WordPress developers. So WordPress, affordable WordPress developer. Mean Peak Design, Burlington, Vermont. And that's a good ad too. Right about the full length of that screen. And we're going to go web development, WordPress, contact us today. All right, so we got one ad. Like I would recommend at least 3 ads per ad group, but because we're just launching this to get it out there, I'm just going to do 1 and speed things up so that the people who are watching are not bored and they actually get to see the launch. Okay, so let's see if the ad preview is working. We might have to actually add billing info before we do this. Yeah. So we might not be able to see it live. WordPress developer, your ad is not showing. Usually it'll tell me why. Why is my ad not showing? Why is it not telling me?
Just because the account's not fully activated yet.
Yeah,
There's no billing.
So we're not going to fill in the billing stuff now. I think, you know, we kind of proved the concept here. You guys have seen us launch 2 campaigns now. We linked to Google Analytics. We imported goals. You know what we should do now is show the alpha beta structure. So we're going to come over to all campaigns. And we're going to take search alpha. And we're going to copy it. And now we're going to paste it. Paste. So all the keywords, all the ad copy, the ad extensions, that's all being migrated over into a duplicate campaign. And once it pops up, we'll rename it Search Beta. Search Beta Mean Peak. And we're going to come in here And we're going to come into keywords. And we're going to change these from exact match to broad match. And that's all we have to do right there is take the brackets off, and our job is done.
Pretty simple.
You can see how if you had, 1,000 ad groups, doing this in the Google Ads UI would be frustrating. So we have a tool called the Google AdWords Editor, which is an app. And geez, look at all these beautiful SEM sessions that we have recorded here. I'm psyched for you guys to see these. Google AdWords Editor, and we can come in and we can grab Nate's account. Oh, actually, I have to give myself access to it first. All right, so we want to do overview. I need this account code, which I believe should be right there. And no, I probably shouldn't do this now, but oops. So we'll go through AdWords Editor in a future episode of SEM sessions, but there are some advantages to using it, like being able to change match type for keyword in bulk, like being able to copy ad groups and campaigns and put them in different places pretty easily, like being able to add multiple ads at a time and edit them quicker. So Google AdWords Editor, the app, is a hugely useful tool. I recommend it for anyone involved in ads on a consistent basis. But hopefully you guys have learned a little bit today, at least enough to be able to launch your first campaign or two. The brand campaign I recommend for every business. The alpha beta structure, I was a little skeptical at first, but I have grown to love it. Again, just want to acknowledge Erica McCarthy. Go look her up. She's awesome. Hire her. She is great. Other than that, Nate, do you have any questions as kind of someone who's not as familiar with the AdWords interface?
I think you covered everything pretty well. Yeah, I mean, we have to set up billing information, and then you can start. It's just basically one click to start the ad. Running, and then you can basically set a time schedule of when it's actually active and not. Correct.
Yeah, exactly. So once we put the billing information in, these ads are live, right? The campaigns are on, the ad groups are on. Just a little bit of background on the structure here. There's kind of three concepts to understand the structure. The highest is campaigns. Campaigns contain ad groups, and ad groups contain keywords. So keep that in mind as you're kind of building these. Other than that, I would say generally you want to structure your campaigns around ROI. So if you feel like one service offering or product is going to have a much higher ROI than the rest of your portfolio, it might be worth separating that into a campaign of its own. Other than that, I don't know. I feel like we've covered a lot here. The goal of this video was really just to be able to take someone from, and even the goal of this series of videos was to be able to take someone from I have a website to I have a website, I know how I'm getting traffic, I know how I can get more traffic, I know how I can scale my business and advertise on Google. And I feel like we have covered a lot of that. If you guys do have questions as someone who's watching this, whether it be on Christmas or not, again, I hope you guys like the hat. Feel free to reach out, monteverdemedia.com, or contact me through form submission on rileyfarbaugh.com. You can reach out to Nate for design and WordPress development at meanpeak.com. And we hope you guys like the series, and hope you tune in for the next episode of SEM Sessions. Nate, anything to add?
No, it was a spectacular multitude of episodes.
Yeah. All right.
And
happy holidays,
just follow
folks.
these episodes. Yeah, if you just follow these episodes, you can get your basically whole Google suite for your business set up and get you rolling.
Yeah, maybe our next episode is how to take data from Google Analytics, Google Search Console, and Google AdWords and pull them into Google Data Studio.
Exactly, yeah. Google Data it recently came out, and it's awesome for any business owner to understand their data clearly, and it's updated live. So I think that's definitely something we can go into. And
Nate and I love Google Data Studio.
What?
We love Google Data Studio. We're both hugely data driven, and Data Studio allows a business owner or an executive to be able to see this data live at any time, pulled from multiple sources without having to log into these UIs like Google Analytics and Google Search Console and Google Ads. It's just one dashboard with all your key performance indicators, and it's updated every minute. So we really love it. It's helped our clients be more agile and make decisions in their business with more confidence. So if you want to learn more about that, hit us up. Otherwise, happy holidays. Hope you guys learned something. Hope you'll tune in for the next couple episodes. Also, check out our other series that you're watching, SEM Sessions. Check out our other podcasts, WebSins and the Young Founders podcast, which me and Nate are both involved with. Nate, anything else to add?
Yeah, we'll just leave all of our contact information if you have any questions in the description, and we're just at our other podcasts if you're interested in that as well. Other than that, I think, yeah.
All right, guys. Also, go bang on meanpeak.com. See if you can break anything, because a lot of this installation is new for Nate, and being able to see the website visitors and the form submissions come through analytics, that'll be super helpful for him, just to validate that that's all working. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us.
I actually need to fix my contact form. I noticed that.
Yeah, there you go.
Submission, so there's one thing.
All right. Happy holidays, guys. Thanks for tuning in.